worst prediction of the series officially becoming true. I honestly had to put my Kindle down, take a big breath, because I wanted to scream.
I'm blushing now.
We did it. We managed to get her to blush. Oh my god. It's only taken us 3 episodes.
You're thinking like a smart person.
And then Big Daddy Xaden shows up.
Stop that right now.
Should we get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it because I'm actually too excited. And like this was the best. Like this book is getting really good now.
I know, and it was really hard to stop reading. I found it really hard to stop.
I know I joked about it, but I did actually just go straight upstairs after we last filmed and read the next 4 chapters all in one go.
I love that. Right, okay.
Before we do get started, sorry to anybody who is somehow still with us after my mic cut out in the last episode because it sounded awful. We're doing our best, but
we are.
We're making do with what we've got basically to get this podcast out. So bear with us.
The day we can take this serious, like a full-time job, I'm going to be so thankful to be able to film anywhere but my house. There's always something going on.
The second thing is I went back and read chapter 1 just for the listeners so that we actually know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Basically from here on out.
I completely forgot. I'll be honest, I just completely got so into the rest and just didn't go back.
Get some stuff straight, okay? Conscripts enter the Dragon Riders Quadrant at the age of 20. So Violet is 20. All of the Separatist kids are being sent in as they reach the age of 20. Xaden is 23. Mira is 26.
Oh my god.
Now we know.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
That's okay, it happens. Like we said, chapter 1 was a lot, and yeah, a lot to take in. Anyway, sip of wine and let's carry on. Okay, let's get straight into it.
So when we left off, they just started gauntlet practice basically.
Yeah. So chapter 11, we've got presentation day, gauntlet. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, because when I was reading the notes, I was like, gauntlet.
Gauntlet is one word in this book we've both got down.
Yeah.
The only word.
Yeah, I was going to say the only one so far. Dain begs Violet to leave one last time. Are we shocked? We're not shocked.
No, like I said, Dain's giving me the ick right now. Literally on the walk there, Dain's like begging Violet one last time to run away back to the scribes.
And he makes it really obvious as well that he's like, he cares for her. Like he's not being shy about the fact that he doesn't want her to go into the gauntlet and basically risk her life.
So annoying. I'm trying really hard to be like sensitive at the moment because actually, if I'm being very human about it, it makes perfect sense to me. Like I'd probably be doing the same thing in his position, but also ick.
I know. I think it is because he's the only one. He's being too persistent. Like, not that he's the only one that cares for Violet, but he's being too, like, if the girl wants to give it a go, let her give it a go. You know?
Yeah, like no means no, Dain.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Luckily enough, our girl Violet makes it through the gauntlet. Yay us.
Well, I mean, were we surprised? Well, we were not surprised. Like, she's doing well from the beginning, and also, like, she's the main character, so.
Yeah, I feel like I wanted to add to that, because I feel like obviously we know that she had some issues with the last obstacle. So I was kind of not surprised that she managed to get through, because like you said, she's the main character, but I was really excited to find out how she actually made it through. You know, I was like, what is she gonna do? What's gonna be her creative way? Because we know she's smart. Like, she's got the brains to figure something out, and she did, and I was actually quite happy.
Yeah, I was watching it. I was like, she is Mulan. Like, literally,
Yeah.
Literally in the movie where she's got to climb up the wooden
Oh my
pillar,
God, yeah.
and she can't get up, but because she's smarter than everyone else, she figures out that she can use weights to do it by leveraging her own weight against something using tension. I
So
was like,
smart.
yes, yes, Violet,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I have a question for you. Would you say she cheated? I want to hear your opinion because I have some thoughts.
I don't think it's cheating at all, and I'll tell you why.
Go on.
I think the thing that annoys me here is it is kind of like, what are we, cavemen? Like,
I love that.
I just think it's really silly. Like, are you going to tell people that they've got to get through their entire time as a dragon rider and they're not allowed to use any tools
Yeah.
to do anything? You've got to do everything with your bare hands forever. Like, that's how armies fail.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm
No,
so passionate about that.
I agree with you though. I felt like, obviously, as readers, not that we were set up for failure, because again, there's a whole book about her and she's the main character, so we knew that somehow she was going to have to succeed. But I was actually worried about it because as a fantasy reader, I don't trust the authors. I'm constantly like on edge. I'm expecting the unexpected. I was like, is she gonna make it? Are they like it? How is she gonna do it? And then obviously she made it through, and I don't think she should have had time deducted either. Like, Violet is the only one that thinks like a scribe, so she seems as smarter than everyone else because she's using her brain.
To me, that was just like a derogatory insult that you think like a scribe thing.
Yeah.
It didn't mean anything. Like, did it have to be an insult? I guess the thing is, who was it? It was Amber, Xaden's last year friends with benefits.
Yeah.
Of course, she hates Violet.
I just felt like she, again, utilised a part of her own personal experience because she grew up around the scribe, so obviously she's going to think like a scribe, and which is why I thought that Amber's comment was a bit of like a backhanded compliment in my eyes, because I was like, yeah, she does think like a scribe because her dad was a scribe and she spent most of her life training as a scribe. You're just being a little bitch.
It's not the only time that the caveman mentality annoys me. Like, that somehow feels like something that's maybe bled into this environment that maybe wasn't always supposed to be there.
No, I agree.
For dragon riders to be. Yeah,
I fully agree. I feel like even in terms of like being in battle, not that I have experience of being in battle, but you know, if you're like a high general, you need to have the brains behind it.
Amber might as well have said, "You're thinking like a smart person."
Yeah, basically. Which, that made me laugh. Anyway, right, let's get into chapter 12. Presentation. The hold that this chapter had on me, I honestly had my whole body was like clenched. We see Feathertail for the first time.
Yeah.
Little Feathertail.
Everyone's aghast at this. This is like major drama.
Everyone else is shocked that such a small dragon would basically offer itself to be bonded. And I just thought of like Toothless in how to train your dragon, you know, the little black dragon. That's exactly how I know of it. Yeah, I've never seen How to Train Your Dragon. I just love the memes that I see and like the gifs because it's a dragon and I think he's adorable. I should probably note to watch that film at some point. Violet confronts everybody that basically is saying that this little Feathertail shouldn't be there because it's gonna put their rider, like the rider, in danger because it's so small. It seems a little bit useless. It seems like it doesn't belong. It's just an outcast of the dragons, you know? It's little, it's frail, it doesn't seem to be big and scary at all.
It's just more of this like stupid caveman mentality and everybody's just freaking the fuck out because they're like, what are you doing here? You don't belong here. And I think everyone's like, what if it wants to bond with me because they don't have a choice, and then that'll mean that I've just got this pathetic little dragon. Like, that's not why I'm here.
Yeah. And I thought that was really an interesting take, to be fair, from everybody, not you. from everyone in the book.
Boring take from Chesca.
No, I genuinely, you said exactly what I was thinking. I was like, no, because if it was me, I would have been scared to be chosen, but not because I was like, it's so small, mainly because I'm like, how am I gonna go to battle with you? Like, we're both frail.
Like the My Little Pony equivalent of dragons.
Like, actually, we'll just go and fly around. Like, just go,
looking pretty.
Exactly. So they walk. That was when, they have to walk across all the dragons. Prior and Luca burnt to a crisp. And I have to add, Luca was pissing me off.
Oh my God, me too.
Pissing me off. It was the little comments. Prior was the one that couldn't make any decisions. So I was like, I'm glad he's gone. And then Luca just, nobody seemed to like. But then when people were starting to like gang up on Violet, she sort of hopped on. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, you don't need to be cool here. They're not going to like you just because you're hating on Violet with them too. You know?
Right. So we've only heard a little bit from Luca so far. Or like, won't hear any more from her now. But all we've really heard from Luca up till this point is she's seemingly fairly unremarkable. She's just a massive bitch. Like, that's the only notable thing about Luca. She just basically backchats everybody all the time, and that seems to be the whole point of her character. I'm frankly surprised that she lasted this long. But I'm so glad that the dragons took one look at her and they were like, fuck that, I don't want to get stuck with that one forever. Imagine what her thoughts are like on the inside. I thought that the way that she died was iconic. Like, I love that the way that she died, taking the piss out of Prior, and then all of a sudden, poof, she's also gone. I was like, they don't like your personality. I know. Do you know what I thought was quite funny about that is they were told, like, talk to each other because it helps the dragons get a sense of who you are. And there's a correlation between people who are more talkative and survival. Didn't fucking help Luca, did it?
I know. Yeah. And it just goes to show, so like, they definitely saw what you're really like, you know?
I think it's so interesting that the dragons are supposedly there to pick out, like, it's implied that it's like the weakest of the herd, but it's not really. Like, it's really obvious that the dragons were looking for people that were weak in a team. I felt like that. Prior, I felt was a bit harsh burning Prior, to be honest. I'm honestly shocked Tairn made it through that presentation because he was being a little bitch as well.
Yeah, and I know we haven't gotten to that bit just yet, but I was genuinely surprised that Jack made it. Like, how did Jack make through that? Like, what was he talking about? Do you know what I mean? What dragon turned around and was like, you know what? Yeah.
You only assume that, like, Jack's just killed everyone in his squad and he's the only one walking.
Yeah.
Because the moment that boy opens his mouth,
exactly.
Like, you know that whoever is left in his squad gets by simply not saying anything to him. So they were probably all walking down there just going, yeah, Jack, yeah. And Jack's going like, oh, that one's cool. And, you know, someone should fucking kill that little golden shit over there. And so maybe the dragons were like, well, at least he's keeping people in line. Not looking for good reasons for them to leave him alive. It didn't make any sense to me either. But
no, this is why, again, I need other POVs. It's okay. Threshing begins.
Yeah.
This one was another one where I was like, oh my God.
Threshing officially begins.
Yeah.
Everybody heads into the forest.
Jack and his little mates.
Yeah.
Go hunting for our little Feathertail. How cruel.
Like, for sport, seemingly, too.
Yeah, because they didn't want to be chosen, because they were worried, because they're such big, strong men that they didn't
really
want to be chosen. Yeah. Like,
it was weird, though, that, like, they were saying if somebody bonds with it, like, they don't have a choice. You think you'd stay as far away as possible, but they were like, no, we're going to hunt it down. Like, it's for the greater good or something. Like, who are these people?
I think that's my problem with Jack, is that he thinks that everything that he does is for the greater good.
Such a little psycho.
Yeah, he just does it, and he's like, yeah, but I did it because, you know, it was right. And I'm like, not necessarily. You're not right every time.
But he's like the embodiment of his caveman mentality. He's like, I'm the strongest, therefore I'm right, and because you're weaker than me, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, and it's just not. It's no.
No thanks.
I also was kind of. I mean, I wasn't shocked that he had managed to get a cohort because, like, I know we've spoken in the past that he is a sort of strong leader in some sense, or he's quite. Not necessarily a good leader, but you know, people. He's
like, a bully.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna describe him as a messiah that people just follow.
People are gonna take issue with that. Cut that in post.
I couldn't think of the word.
Maybe if he's the Antichrist.
Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Jack the Antichrist. That can be his new nickname. So Violet goes and she sees Jack and his two little pals hunting our little Feathertail, and she's like, you know what? No. And I love that for her, to be honest. I was actually quite proud of her.
She was like, you can't do that because it's wrong.
Literally. I think for a moment there she saw herself as the dragon. And I was like, I get it.
I think everyone else is seeing her as that dragon as well, to be fair. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, it's awesome because she knows where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
She beats them there, like, by the long way around by, like, fucking legging it over.
Because we know she's super quick as well. Just like that. Yeah.
She's quick, but just, like, frail and brittle, like a little crumbly biscuit.
Ones that you get like at the Chinese takeaway, you know, like the little,
like a prawn cracker. Violet, the little prawn cracker. That's my like. That's our new. That's a new little pet name for Violet. She's my little prawn cracker.
Oh my god, I love it.
Fall into pieces. She does get there before them, but obviously in doing so, she just pops her ankle right out of its socket.
Which I'm surprised it was her ankle, to be honest. I was expecting like a whole leg to break when she fell down, because we know that she climbed up a tree to like get a better view. So I was like, oh, she's gonna like fall down and like break a leg or something. Chapter 14, shit is about to hit the fan.
Yeah, she's there. She's like, I'm ready. Let's fucking go. You want to kill this dragon? You gotta go to me. Literally.
And then Big Daddy Xaden shows up, but obviously he can't help. What a waste of space.
I think he was just trying to like, hope that intimidating them will be enough. Like you said, like Big Daddy Xaden. He came in and he was like, stop that right now.
Yeah, I've got... Okay, wait, hold on. I need to gather my thoughts because Xaden's name just makes me blush.
Do you like a name with an X in?
It's different. It's unique. He sounds foreign. I
can't.
He sounds exotic. Exotic. Right,
it's got an X in it too.
Yeah. My not theory, okay, but a bit of a theory. So we know that Xaden has his little shadow powers, and I just kind of imagine him checking in on Violet as she was puddling along, and then as soon as he saw that she was in trouble, he then fully appeared with Sgaeyl. If it was Dain, I think Dain would have told Violet to run away or not get involved.
Where was Dain?
Exactly. Because he hadn't shown up at all after she went in.
I never thought about that. Shit, it's going to be eating away at me now. Where was Dain?
Because he tells her to not go in, to go back.
Well, yeah, he does, but like, is he even capable of surveying her, like, or knowing where she is? What's his power again?
We don't know, do we?
Oh no, he did tell us
with his hand. He like opened the door with his little hand, and like.
Oh, I thought that was just a little thing everyone could do.
Oh, I thought that was like part of his signet. Signet is power.
I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah,
Fuck
okay.
it. I need to know. I'm not having this. I'm not reading chapters 5 through 10 again or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Wherever that. Fuck this shit. Okay. Dain. Signet. The ability to summon someone's memories through touch.
Oh,
That rings
yeah.
He's better for the judicial system, honestly, like the military police,
Yeah.
probably.
And I think like we know that he's made it pretty clear so far that he wouldn't be able to watch because, or at least watch her, because if anything happened, he wouldn't be able to intervene. So he would have to watch her basically get killed by a dragon. Because again, in his mind, Violet isn't good enough. But
Yeah.
Daddy Xaden was on watch, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Liking the episode? Let us know how we're doing in the comments below. But please, no spoilers. And don't forget, you can find us at don'ttell_theboys on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and YouTube. We're all over the place. Make sure to follow us to stay updated with your new book besties.
He was just hoping that his presence there would be enough and that he'd be able to just basically stare them down and be like, stop this nonsense.
Yeah.
Go about your business. But Jack was like, fuck you, bitch. And they decided to try and kill Violet anyway, basically, which is rude.
Yeah, 3 against 1 is not great. And bear in mind, she was already... Her hand was injured from the gauntlet the day before. And she had a sprained ankle, but she was trying to not let them know that she was injured already. Mm-hmm. In this fight, she still manages to kill one. Well,
no, she doesn't kill anyone.
No, she doesn't kill anyone. She just hurts them pretty badly. Yeah.
She knocks Soren clean out.
Oh, yeah. That's it. And then...
she hits Jack in the arm. Jack fucking runs away like a little coward.
Yeah.
That's the first time. So we've seen Jack be a bit frightened before. Mm-hmm. We've never seen him be a little coward before.
Yeah.
And he has, gone up against Xaden like eye to eye before and not back down.
Yeah.
So it's weird. Like for me in that moment, that was really weird that he was suddenly like, and then ran away and left them to deal with them themselves. Like, that was a slight surprise, but also,
yeah, because I feel like it really shows that the bully isn't necessarily the bravest.
I'm getting so much security in Jack and his little cohort.
Yeah, like fully. So this is where the big shocker for me was, and I was reacting to this on Threads. And I honestly had to put my Kindle down, take a big breath, because I wanted to scream. I was so excited when the big, bad black dragon appears out of nowhere, and I was dying. Our first prediction of the series officially becoming true. Okay.
We just met my favorite character. I'm calling it here right now. Tairn, which is what I'm calling him.
Yeah.
Tairn is, like, without a doubt, so far my favorite character that I've met.
Yeah.
It was instant love. Like, you know how you were saying, like, Violet is me, I am Tairn.
I love that. Yeah. So good. It's so funny. Considering he was... So, he comes in on chapter 14... and then we only see him like end of 14 and chapter 15. Chapter 15 was probably my favorite chapter so far that we've read so far. And it was all because of Tairn.
If this is what it's like from here on out, this is going to be one of my favorite books of all time.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. And I kind of want to know, we'll come back to it because I do want to mention some of the conversations that I've been having over on Threads as well. Some of the conversations that's happening over there. Go follow us on Threads. Tairn, absolute baddie, love it. Okay, so he bonds with Violet.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised that Violet is the one that bonds with the black dragon that nobody has seen for like 5 years, and wasn't initially, from what I understood, he wasn't initially meant to be there.
Are you asking me if I'm surprised?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
No, obviously not, because I was predicting it right from the beginning. But I was losing hope a bit because we'd had so much focus on little golden Feathertail.
Yeah.
I was sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, she's gonna end up bonding with the golden Feathertail, which obviously I don't want to be like the people that are like, oh, that's not cool, but I did want her to have a big and badass dragon. Like I really wanted that for her. So when the black dragon finally showed up, I was like, yes. I think I actually like stuck my arms in the air and I was like, yes. Like I was shouting at a football match. I was so over the top about it. And actually, do you remember I messaged you?
Yeah. Bear in mind, Chesca read this the night we were recording our last episode. I can't even remember what I was doing. I was, in fact, not reading at the same time as Chesca was. Chesca sends me this message going, and I had no idea what was happening. You will reach a point where you read 4 completely unpronounceable words in the same sentence. When you do, just know that I tried so hard not to message you and completely failed. And I just pissed myself.
I was like, I couldn't not message you, but also I had to make it the most cryptic message I'd ever sent anyone ever, because I couldn't spoil it to you, and I also couldn't discuss any of it with you, but I had to say something.
I know. Are you gonna try and pronounce his name?
Yeah, so this is the sentence that I was talking about.
Yeah.
My name is Tairn, son of Murtcudium and Fai Clanful, descended from the cunning de Madin clan.
See, I just sat there exactly like this, reading it through, and I was like, okay, if you say so. I have no idea how I'm going to pronounce that, so unless you tell me a shorter version, we are not going to get it along.
Pretty much exactly what Violet was thinking. Did you know that was the line I was talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good.
As soon as I got to that bit, I was like, no, I am never going to be able to pronounce that. I was like, I didn't even know how to begin.
I'm going to say it's Tairn.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense to me. Murtcudium that's a really hard one. I'll struggle with that one as well.
Yeah.
And Fear Clanful sounds kind of Nordic, I feel like. But I don't know. Dub Madin wasn't too bad. I mean, I'm of course assuming I got it right, but at least I was able to sort of get the word out of my mouth.
So we've got his full name, which is great.
Yeah. Before we move on, Xaden did break and try and help Violet. He lost his cool. He lost his fucking cool.
Yeah.
He broke the rules, or he was going to. He was fully prepared to step in at that point.
Yeah.
What I thought was really interesting was he was even then still quite clever about how he did it. Yeah. Because Jack was gone. Oren was knocked out. So there's actually only one person besides Violet there to tell the tale. And he was fully intending to kill Tairn in that moment, I think.
Yeah.
I think he was going, if I kill him, nobody has to know I did this.
Yeah.
So I still think he's quite clever about it. But what I also did notice was that the moment that the black dragon rolls up, right, kills Tairn immediately, and then goes, right, that's it, now it's you, me, kid. And the moment that Violet starts talking to Tairn, Xaden leaves like that. Like he obviously clocks on way quicker than Violet does. He goes, oh, she's talking to the dragon, having some mad banter. I'm going like that now. And I think it's because he knew he'd lost his cool and he didn't know how to cope. He was like, fuck, I need to get out of here now. I can't, I'm not saying anything. I'm leaving. Yeah. Because that was too fucking close for comfort.
I hadn't thought about it like that, you know. I was seeing it as as soon as he realizes that she's bonded, he's like, nobody can hurt her now. I'm gonna go.
I think you're 100% correct. I just think that was maybe a bit of a realization for him.
Yeah, that like he cares but shouldn't be caring kind of vibe. Yeah.
I just want to say, you know how I've been absolutely dying for a Xaden POV?
Yeah.
I need Dain's POV now because I need to hear Sgaeyl's voice. Like, I bet you anything.
Yeah.
She knows all the thoughts he's having about Violet, and she's just like, get it together. I bet she is a joy to listen to.
Yeah, I fully agree. This is what I was going to say. I need to know the conversation that Xaden and Sgaeyl are having. So at this point, we basically find out that Tairn is Violet's bonded dragon.
But yeah, we already knew, but Violet was a bit slow on the uptake, which is funny.
Yeah. We then realise that little golden Feathertail is just following them along.
She's chilling.
Yeah, like Violet realises that she can fly, first of all, and when Jack and his cohort were trying to kill her, little Feathertail didn't run away, didn't fly away. She just stayed, you know?
I think I know where you're going with this.
I think she was bait to prove whether someone was worthy enough of Tairn. That was like their ruse, I guess, to find Tairn's like bonded partner, I guess. That's what I think. That's sort of how I read that situation.
I had the same theory. I think Andarna was there on Tairn's behalf from the beginning. That's why she was at the presentation. Also, I loved the moment when Violet was like, can you help me out with your claws? And she turns around and Andarna's got like, I'm imagining little cat paws. Genuinely. Oh my God, that made me laugh so hard. Yeah. the mental image that I had of Andarna was ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really interested. I mean, I'm really excited to carry on reading anyway, but I'm really intrigued to see the sort of like history behind Tairn and unfold a little bit more about what's going on. Go on.
We haven't talked about the fact that Violet fell off.
Yeah, well, I was... we completely forgot about that. They're flying about in the sky, having their little conversation through their minds, and she basically just falls. The one bit that I reacted to on Threads that genuinely made me laugh out loud was, "You are making us look bad. Stop it." And I thought that was so funny, like so funny. She's just got picked by one of the baddest dragon there, and she falls. Like, it's embarrassing.
I laughed out loud at that line as well.
It was so good.
Before we go on to the next bit, I also have something to say about this.
Go on.
He catches her out of the sky, like just...
Yeah.
Nothing, it doesn't hurt her. She doesn't break a rib.
Oh.
No broken bones, no sprains, no bleeding, nothing. The only other time somebody has achieved that with her,
go on,
Xaden did it with her on the mat. Think about for a second how difficult that must be, how precise, how much care you must have to take to do that, to manhandle Violet like that and not hurt her. That's why I needed to bring that up.
Oh my God, I hadn't thought of that at all. I mean, yeah, it completely flew over my head. Oh my God, right, yeah.
I squeed a bit, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, that was like, that. I know that you're like Team Xaden all over the place already. When I realised that, that was the first point in time when I kind of went, ooh, okay.
Love that.
That's cool.
That's so good. That is true. Right. So
I'm blushing now.
We did it. We managed to get her to blush. Oh my God. It's only taken us 3 episodes. I'm quite proud that that's what got you, to be fair. That's
Sorry for the diversion. Please continue.
Right, so eventually we find out that little Feathertail is also one of Violet's other bonded dragons, which is great for her. She has 2.
That was such a cool moment. Yeah. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, literally, yeah. No, it was so good.
I have so many questions.
Right.
Anyway.
Is it Andarna? Andarna. Andarna.
Yeah,
Little
Andarna.
Feathertail. Yeah.
Her full name is Andarna, I think. Andarna.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I loved her name. I thought it was really cute. And then I was like, actually, I feel like I can visualize her more now, being like this really pretty golden dragon that's like dead cute.
Yeah.
And when Violet basically turns around to Tairn and is like, what do I do? And he's like, well, just say her name. And she clicks
Say it.
and realizes that she has 2 freaking dragons. I was
I
like,
know.
this is so fucking cool. Violet announces Andarna's name. Her mum and General Melgren are there. Boo. And she basically realizes that her mum seems to be more interested in the dragon than Violet herself. And I'll be honest, that kind of broke me. That made me really sad for her. She literally says like, fuck you. And I was like, oh, I feel like that's her finally getting independence from her mum and realizing that she doesn't need to be scared of her mum anymore. And that for me was a very proud moment and a lovely way to end the chapter.
Maybe I'm giving her too much credit here, but I was kind of like, her reaction is a lot more to do with what she knows about Tairn than it is to do with an indifference to Violet.
Yeah.
100%. Like, I think there's a lot of outside context that we don't know,
Yeah.
that Violet doesn't know yet. And that's why I think that she had that reaction. I mean, General Melgren, I'm not getting good vibes from that guy.
No, not at all. Big red flags. Yeah.
Yeah. I've judged him harshly. I haven't even heard him speak yet, but
I know.
I totally get what you're saying though. Like, Violet's heart broke a little bit in that moment, and Tairn heard all of it.
Yeah.
I think that now that she's bonded to Tairn, we might find out a little bit more about Brennan's death and the situation around that much sooner than I was originally thinking. I'll be honest, I thought that the Threshing and her getting her dragon was going to be the end of book 1. So I don't even know what's going to happen here on out now. Like, what? I thought it was going to be the finale.
Yeah.
So my predictions are all over the place now.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you read the like little excerpts at the beginning of a chapter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you notice they had that section about dragons that grieve their fallen riders and never recover?
Yep.
So I thought that's where Tairn's been. Like, he was so debilitated by the loss of his last rider that he's been out of it for several years, just grieving. And also, I really noticed that one line of dialogue that they had where she was like, I'm sorry, I just didn't think I was going to make it this far. And he says, a loud sigh resonates through my mind. I didn't think I would either, so we have that in common. And I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, 100%, 1,000% agree with you. If our prediction was true that they were in love, we might find out here.
I think, again, I know we're going to learn more about him, but I think that he's got his own objectives here. I think that he is back for a reason.
Oh.
How do you think Dain is going to react when we next see him?
I don't think it's going to be a bad reaction. Obviously, he's going to be glad that she has survived and she's now a dragon rider. I also don't think his coddling her and trying to get her to leave or do something else is ever going to stop, because he's always going to be worried that she's not going to make it if they have to go into battle or whatever. I think their relationship or their friendship or whatever is about to go through some changes, because I think Dain might actually struggle to see Violet as like a strong, independent woman.
In Dain's position, I'd be a bit embarrassed. I'd be feeling like I maybe owed somebody a little bit of an apology.
Yeah.
But you think that he's going to be happy and relieved, but keep up with the bad behaviour.
Yeah, I don't know. I really struggled with this one because I don't really have any predictions either.
How do you think everyone else will have fared in this threshing? Who do you think has bonded? Who's not?
Oh my god, it's so hard because I feel, apart from Rhiannon, I actually feel quite disconnected with the other characters. They're not characters that I've like bonded with enough to like care. I want everybody to have made it. I want Jack to be dead at this point, but I have a feeling he might not be. I kind of, if he's not dead, I want him to not have bonded.
I think Rhiannon and Riddoch will both have bonded. I think Rhiannon will have got the green dragon she wanted.
Yeah.
I hope Sawyer has bonded. I've had a prediction for Jack every single time, and he keeps fucking surviving, and I want him to die.
Yeah.
I like I said, I thought that this book was going to end pretty much with the threshing. So I don't think Jack is going to make it past book 1. My goodness, I hope he doesn't.
Yeah.
But I, as usual, have a new prediction about what Jack's going to do next. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, go on, tell us.
I think Jack will not have bonded. I think he's going to be so angry and murderous at Violet, not just for preventing him from bonding, because he's going to blame her for him not being able to bond, but for taking the dragon he wants. And I think that he is going to try and kill her in her sleep.
Oh my god. That is a possibility. And he's such a little snake. Oh,
he's disgusting. His guts.
Irks me. Right, okay, so we have our predictions.
I have one more.
Oh, okay, one more.
I don't know why I always have so many. I always have like 5. Just the one. Just the one more.
One more.
I think that Violet is going to have 2 signets now because she's bonded with 2 dragons. But I think the signet that she's going to get from bonding with Andarna is going to be a signet that nobody's ever had before because no one's ever bonded with a Feathertail before. But I also think she's not going to learn about it for a really long time.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's gonna come to her in a moment of need.
I love that. Yeah. Oh,
So,
this is why I'm so excited to see like her.
I have so many theories. Maybe the reason the dragons are protecting the Vale is because they're protecting the Feathertails ultimately, or something, that the Feathertails possess. And I wouldn't be surprised. There's been so much focus on the ability to bring someone back from the dead, but I wouldn't be surprised if Andarna gives her that ability. I think it's a little far-fetched, but it's just the only thing that I could bring to mind that was in any way like relevant or touched upon.
Yeah, that would be so good though.
You never know.
So excited. Okay, so
I'm so excited.
Next steps, next chapters, we're reading 16 to 20.
16 to 20.
Just want to mention quickly as well, before we end, that we have been sort of live reacting on threads, and we've had so many like comments about the dragons, and there are memes, there are gifs flying around. I did a question on there for the community about Rhiannon basically asking Violet to really open up to her and just be like, tell me all your secrets. And at first I don't know if it's because we just finished reading Akata and I was like, I don't trust anybody, but I was like, should we be trusting Rhiannon? And without any spoilers, people were really nice about it and just being like, no, just enjoy the ride, like the relationship, the friendship is really nice. And I just want to say thank you for everybody for putting my mind at ease, because I was panicking to the point where I was like, I don't trust her. But now I feel like I can actually like enjoy Rhiannon's character and not worry. But also, if you guys lied to me, I'm going to be really upset. I'm going to be really upset. No, obviously, don't include any spoilers.
I want to hear everybody's predictions too. If you're reading along with us, we want to hear your predictions in the comments. We want to hear all your wild theories. If you have read this book series before, just know that we're very grateful for you coming along to listen to us kind of reacting to these. And we'd love to hear, without any spoilers, just let us know what you think of our predictions. Did you think the same thing when you were at this point in the books, or did you think differently? Judge us, but judge us nicely.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. It's been so good, and I'm honestly so ready to tuck in and keep reading. Thank you guys so much for joining us this week. on this episode, and hopefully we'll see you again next week.
Bye, everybody.
Join us as we read and react to Fourth Wing for the first time. Find out if I loved it, if Chesca hated it, who's hot, who's not. We'll also be doing other fun things like character rankings, fuck, marry, kill, would you rather, and answering your questions. Follow us across social media at don'ttell_the_boys. And finally, please rate our podcast after you decided you like it.